Effective communication is that you're aware of the message and the form and the substance of what you are communicating. So if both you're aware of properly delivering the form and the substance, that is effective communication.
So what are the qualities of an effective communicator?
In effective communication, the communicator must know who is the audience, what is his message, and where he is coming from. He should be aware of what is the mood of the audience, or if he is delivering in the way that he can be understood. So there are three factors: the audience, the message, and the communicator.
Sir, can you please cite some situations?
In Philippine Airlines, that is very critical that in this office corporate communications, you should be able to effectively communicate to media the message you're trying to relay at different points in our operations. We need to communicate what is happening to the flights, what is happening to developments in the corporate level, etc. So PAL needs to be accurate, be precise in the message, and we must know who we are talking to and from where we are coming from.
So, sir, what do you think are the communication barriers that may affect the performance of the organization?
Um, in again an organization, a big organization like Philippine Airlines, we must be constantly aware. First is the message negative? So we must appear that we are sincere in what we are trying to communicate, because you cannot fake sincerity. Second, there are certain biases of the audience. Let's say in our case, Philippine Airlines has this perception from the market, our market, that we are the most expensive among existing airlines in the country. So we have to overcome that. So that is one barrier. If we are to communicate, let's say, a certain new service, a certain new product, we have to overcome the perception that this new product will again be expensive. So being aware of these barriers, we must craft our communication to first, as I said, be sincere in what we're saying, and then know what are the biases of the audience, and then try to project that this organization, this company has a good product or good service to present to the market.
Next question, sir. How do you keep each member of the organization determined and motivated while keeping morale high?
That is now that rests on the shoulders of our executives. Um, in PAL, we believe that it is leadership by example. Um, and we also need to evaluate the process of cascading messages from the president or the chairman down to the managers and supervisors, making sure the message is not diluted or confused when the low-ranking employees are appraised of what is happening in the top level of the company. So we must keep employees constantly informed of what is happening. So if they are kept in the dark, then you will lose morale. But if supervisors, managers, or they keep the frontliners informed of what is happening in the company, then as in the past, we keep morale high because many, many years back, we introduced the concept that this is a close-knit family. You look after each other. And we look up to the executives as our lolos, our aunties, our titas, our uncles. So there is close affinity, and we would like to keep it that way. And aside from keeping communication lines open, you look after each other's benefit. So if one is absent, then you take over the task. That is peculiar to PAL. I am not sure if other companies do that, but by looking after each other, keeping communication lines open, I think we can keep the organization in high morale.
Sir, how about for the new employees? How would you encourage them to be passionate and responsible with their assigned position?
Well, new employees are expected to be passionate about their job. But again, as I said, this is leadership, for example. But if the supervisors or the people managing them do not perform to the expectations of new employees, that's where we get our problems. If the managers, if the supervisors are dissatisfied with their jobs, then the new hires will have a problem with looking at where they want to be 5 years from now, where they want to be 10 years from now with the company. So we need to bring in what we call in this company the retraining. Okay, so we have our own training department, and we encourage middle management, managers, even the top executives to go to training for recurrent courses. It is not to teach them new lessons, but to keep them abreast of new styles in coaching, in supervising, etc. So you are reminded what is your role. So new employees can see that this is a developing, this is managers, executives are updated how to properly do the job. Okay?
Yes, sir. So, how do you value cultural differences among each member of your organization?
At present, uh, the foreigners occupy consultant positions. The cultural differences would occur in the foreign stations. This is the situation in foreign stations, in PAL stations, is that the Filipino is the manager while all the subordinates are the locals. Example, LA, San Francisco, the manager and the supervisor are Filipinos. All the staff employees are Americans. If you are, let's say, in New Delhi, it's the same. So the managers are Filipino, the staff is Indians. Okay, that is where we need to establish that the authority is the Filipino. Okay, sometimes that gets confused with the desire to be accepted. No, we want to assert that the decision of the Filipino is to be followed. So we accept that there will be differences, but at the same time, we have to insist that the Filipino will be the one to be followed in the foreign stations.
So, sir, how does Philippine Airlines give importance to the needs and contributions of their employees?
Through a two-way traffic of communication. We want to, we have established fora, means of employees also talking back their ideas, their suggestions to their managers, to top management. A few weeks back, we are in the process of reviving another program of employee feedback. In decades past, yes, we have different projects of soliciting employee suggestions, because the traditional is that the bosses talk to the employees. But in Philippine Airlines, we have time and again avenues for employees suggesting how processes can be improved, or how their specific job can be improved, how they are doing their job, how they want their bosses to appreciate the improvements that they are doing of their particular job. So, for example, one project of employee feedback is called Ideas. So, solicit suggestions. At one time, many years back, we had a project called Tips. If any employee are aware of any illicit activities by their fellow employees, they can go through that feedback. So we have existing mechanisms to get employees involved. And then at one time also we have awarded, for instance, if you have a suggestion that generates revenues for the company, then you will be compensated for your suggestion. We had that project several years back also. So it is not always in PAL a one-way traffic of the bosses talking to the subordinates. Okay?
So, another question, sir. Among the corporate communication department, how do you maintain unity among all the members of the organization in spite of the pressure that you've encountered and will encounter in the future?
I'll give you an example about last Monday. We had a gathering of employees from different offices. Okay, that is the bigger picture. But let's say in corporate communications, as in any other office, other companies, you achieve unity if you go beyond the professional level of interaction. You know each other's birthdays, you know the names of each other's sons and daughters, you know what is happening in the family of your office mate, etc. Okay, so that is important. In the bigger picture of PAL, last Monday, a lot of sincere closeness, as I said, the PAL family spirit was there when the chairman of the company came to talk to employees, and everyone was happy to see each other from offices, far away offices, coming together in one venue, having their pictures taken with the chairman, with the new general manager of PAL, etc., etc. So that spirit of unity, okay, we saw that last Monday, that it's still there. It is alive in PAL. We are still a strong, big PAL family.
So, every year po yun, may nangyayaring ganun?
No, that's rare, and that's why we're happy to see it's still alive. That is the big picture, and in corporate communications, that is maintained. That is how you keep the unity in one unit. And then in the big picture of PAL, the PAL family, it's alive.
Okay. So next, being with the corporate communications department, how do you deal with the crisis management in terms of decision making?
Well, knock on wood, that there won't be any next big crisis. The minor crisis that we have to deal with, cancellations, delays due to weather, whatever. Even in major typhoons, when there will be a lot of cancellations, we need to come together in one conference room. Okay, what will happen with the pilots? What will happen with the cabin crew? What will happen with airport? And in our case, we need to know, okay, the decision is we evacuate all airplanes. Therefore, corporate communications, you must inform the public that we will not have flights for the whole day or the whole morning. So in corporate communications, we have to be at the front line of decision making to communicate the decision of the company that will affect passengers. Let's say in a major crisis, we are part of the team, the first responders. We have to be at ground zero within 24 hours. Aside from documentation, picture taking, we have to report to head office. This is the actual situation here at ground zero. So we are not just the first responder, we are part of the team that will have to go to ground zero. And we have to communicate the actual scenario of ground zero. So the command post will be able to make the decisions based on what we see, what we report at ground zero. Okay. In corporate communications, your question is on decision making. What is the criteria? What will determine the decisions that we make? One is how often do we need to communicate certain information? Second is what kind of information will affect the passengers, the general public? And third is how will we preserve the reputation, the image of the company with the information that we will give to the public. Okay? These are some of the considerations. If I am to make a decision, okay, should I give out this information? Will it be to, will it affect the image of PAL, or will it be to the detriment of the passengers? After I make this decision, will passengers continue to fly with PAL? Such considerations. So, and we have to make quick decisions during a crisis. Very, very important. We have done table exercises, we have done simulations. Very critical the first 24 hours, what you do, what you decide.
So, next, what are the factors that you consider when giving out a public statement?
Okay. In the last several days, we have been asked if we are making any public statement on what people are hearing, what is happening in the company. But we have not made any statement yet. But if we are to make a public statement, again, we have to get the direction of top management, the president or the chairman. The message is clear. There will be no problem. You tell this. But what is variable is how you will say it. Okay? Do you want a concise and direct statement of the message, or do you want it quoted so that people will empathize with the situation of the company? Or are you going to be biased towards the interest of the company? You will only deliver this message as long as it is for the benefit of PAL. So different considerations. But in the ordinary statement, we are just as concise and direct to the point. This is what we mean by what is happening. So in statements, it's very short, one pager, and no flowery words, and just the message. Okay, simple as possible.
So, sir, moving on. Sa core values po, how does the core values help the organization to achieve its objective?
Kalimutan ko na, there are five, it has not actually changed nor been replaced. We call them, this was formulated back in the late 1980s. The TPCs, well, the number one TPC is total passenger care. Anyway, these different core values of PAL, they have been modified, but totally they have not been supplanted with new core values. Still, you look after the welfare of the passenger, and in the different core values, the end of the TPC 5 is you take care of your total personnel commitment. Take care of your employees. Okay, so these core values, for a while, for several years after it was formulated, it was like the mantra of all employees. This is what we will live by. Okay, so all employees, well, we call it the Blue Book. It's like your Bible. You read it. It was written by the chairman and president, Roman Cruz. Okay, so you live by those core values, and as I said, the number one is you take care of the passengers. That is of prime importance. Okay, what does the passenger need? Okay, if he or she is inconvenienced, do whatever you can to take care of the passenger. Okay, in his encounter with PAL, from the moment he makes contact with PAL to buy a ticket, make a reservation, until he gets his baggage upon arrival at the destination, there is that experience. You take care of the passengers throughout. He makes contact with PAL. So it is important that you are imbibed whenever the employee comes to his workstation. He is aware, my prime purpose here is to take care of the passenger. So these core values, for a long time, it directed, it ruled how he performs every day. Okay? In the years past, it was just modified, okay, and it evolved. Okay, so the technological innovations, we have new service enhancements. So we just adapted, but still, it was not diluted. We still have the primacy of the comfort, convenience of the passengers. Okay, in whatever levels. Okay, whether it is a VIP passenger or the first-time traveler, etc. So you look at the old-fashioned way of how PAL employees worked, and you just modify that with technological innovations now. We have state-of-the-art in-flight entertainment. We inform passengers of any changes in schedules through text. Major announcements are first sourced, are first sent to social media, Facebook. These are what I mean by technological innovations. But still, the core values are there. Okay?
So, sir, what if kunyari po may scenario na mayroong passenger na nagreklamo na hindi siya satisfied sa
service.
Sa service ng PAL. So, meron po ba kayong ginagawa to cope up yung concern ng passenger?
In PAL, there are different manuals. Service disruption is one whole manual. Okay. Just this morning, I was handling. Well, this is not the office to handle passenger complaints. Customer relations is the office that handles customer complaints. Okay, but I was just directing one passenger complaint. It got straight, it entered into this office. Okay, it's a whole manual how to handle when a flight is delayed, cancelled, whatever happens, that the flight, that you are not able to deliver as promised to the passenger. Okay, if a passenger was not satisfied, there are certain protocols how to respond. Okay, and in our in the protocols of customer relations, you give a hotel, you give a meal voucher, you provide additional ticket, free ticket if the passenger was gravely dissatisfied. You give at times if the dissatisfied passenger happens to be a VIP, the president of a company, a celebrity, whatever. Sometimes we go to the house or to the office and we present a travel certificate. We're sorry for the inconvenience. How can we make it up to you as a token? Please accept this certificate, travel certificate that you can use to any domestic destination, whatever. So, but again, it's a whole manual of different levels of how to respond to inconvenience dissatisfied passengers. It's customer relations job. They know what to do. They know specific situations, what is the protocol for that. Okay?
So for our last question, what are the ethics being implemented by the company